All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to MarxTakes live on House Enterprise. 1 second, let me just go over, get my card up, and because we're gonna be recapping last weekend, and I actually have a play, going on right now. Like as I'm live, we got Marshall and Yukon. Marshall up 21-0, which is exactly what I needed, and I just want to make sure that this is working because it seems like it's lagging, and I'm scared that my internet sucks. Let's see here. I accidentally went live to like the wrong thing, so I had to change that. But here we go. Let's see here. I accidentally went live to like the wrong. All right, there we go. So it is working. There was a bit of an audio issue last week, so I just wanted to was hoping that it was fixed. All right, so let's get into last week, and then we'll talk about some college football for this week. It's kind of a quiet Saturday. There's some games tomorrow. There's some games Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday, which is New Year's Eve. That's crazy. That's already New Year's Eve. There's only one game on Saturday, so that's kind of rare, but yeah, so we'll get into it. And then obviously after Christmas is really where, bowl season's in full effect. There's literally every single day, there's like 3 bowls at least. So let's get into my card from, let's see here. I have it as an overlay, so we'll show this. All right, so this was last week. So let's see here. All right, so this was last week. We had UTSA money line, which was fully rigged. It was a rigged game. Like if you rewatch it, the fix was in. UTSA was rolling, and then it's over. It was fully rigged. That was like the worst officiated college football game I had seen in a very, very long time, where you're literally watching it and the refs are fully changing the game. Like that was the first time where I was watching it and I was like, it's fully changing kind of like the just like the trajectory of the game was being changed by the refs. And it was tough to watch, but I'll take that L because Saturday had a great day. So we had Fresno State. They rolled against Washington State. Fresno State's a solid team. And they rolled against Washington State in the LA. That was like the Jimmy Kimmel Bowl. And that was tough. That whole bowl was so tough to watch. Like the segments were horrible. It was cringy. I mean, it's at SoFi, which I guess is cool, but again, cringe bowl. Like that's definitely one that they need to reevaluate next year. But Fresno State rolled. Oregon State also rolled against Florida. Florida put up abysmal showing. I talked about Anthony Richardson out, but they put up, I think, 3 points. I think it was about 30-3. So if you had first half, full game, they covered either way, which is always a huge W. So Oregon State -5 covered first half. I don't know what the score was. I think it was 14-0 at halftime. So that was easy. It was a little bit of a sweat in the first quarter because it was like 7-0, or I just needed like one more score from Oregon State. Or maybe it was 10-0 at half. I don't really remember, but there was a little point where it was sweaty. And then Southern Miss money line versus Rice, which also I thought was going to be a loser. Southern Miss was down like big, and not big, but they were down like 24-17. They were looking bad, but they tied it and then they pulled away. And I got to give Rice credit. They were like pesky. And then Southern Miss ended up winning 38-24. So they pulled away there at the end, but it was interesting, and it was getting a bit sweaty. So 3-1, not bad. And then I have Marshall, like I said, Marshall -10, which is going on right now, and Marshall is winning 21-0. And then if I look at the house standings, so did they just go for it on 4th and 6? Interesting. Okay, so if I look at it, if I look up the house standings, very, very close. So we have, I'm still in first, 43, 31, and 2. Not bad. I mean, I'll take that any day. Any gambler will take 57%. And then we got Will at 57.23%. So it's like we're right there, like we're percentage points away from each other, which is where it can get a little bit sweaty. So like literally every game matters. And yeah, so this is why I need this Marshall win big time. They just got the ball back, which is huge because UConn went for it on 4th and 6 at Marshall's like 20-yard line. So that's always big. Yeah, but anyways, first place, I've always talked about my New York run. It was like 2-3 weeks of going 5-1, and then there we go. So it's pretty crazy that everybody is 50, close to 50%. But yeah, so we keep the train rolling. And God, why does this keep going off? Okay, there we go. So we keep the train rolling for this week. Obviously, the games, like I said, are a little bit boof. Like tomorrow, we have, let's see, Eastern Michigan, San Jose State. I've seen a lot of people on Eastern Michigan. There's always a couple of MAC upsets during bowl season, and I could definitely see Eastern Michigan being one of them. San Jose State is not great, and I don't know what bowl this is, but I've seen a lot of people saying this is going to be the MAC upset. Every year there's like one MAC or two MAC upsets, and they're saying that this could be it. I'm leaning towards Eastern Michigan plus 3.5 tomorrow. It's not an official play because it's not going towards my house record. But if I had to lean, I would do plus 3.5 for sure. And then Toledo Liberty, like these games to me are kind of like I'll watch it because it's football, but I'm done betting on Liberty because they blessed me one time. The one time when I was in Philly and I had Liberty plus 7 in my 3-legger parlay, and I had them plus 7 just outright. And there's like a straight bet, and they won. They beat BYU outright, blew BYU out, and I was like, Liberty, like that's it. I'm retired from betting on Liberty because that's it. Like they won me a 3-leg parlay straight bet. You're retired. You're in the Hall of Fame. So Toledo 4-point favorites against Liberty, over under 53.5. Again, another MAC game, but I don't even know. Let's see. The money line is Toledo minus 180, and then we got Liberty plus 155. If anyone's wondering what the live bet is for this Marshall UConn game, which is the Myrtle Beach Bowl, it's Marshall minus 26.5. So Vegas is expecting it just to blow it's already 21-0, but they're really expecting this one to just be a complete blowout, like almost a borderline shit pumping. And so, yeah, that's, as someone who has Marshall minus 10, that's, it's good to see, but also scary at the same time because I always get a little bit scared. Nothing is guaranteed till the clock hits 000. So, just going to wait this one out, but UConn looks pretty bad. I think Marshall is like good. They beat Notre Dame. They're 8-4. They've had a solid year. UConn, good for them for making to a bowl game when their program was literally going to be disbanded and, it's like a joke. 6-6, that's what Indiana kind of needs to take their football team in that same kind of way as UConn. Like just be 6-6, make a shitty bowl game. Like that's a win. And let's see, like that's a win. And that's kind of, I think, the direction that Indiana needs to take because they had that one good season and they've been absolute dog water. But they need to make a bowl. The shittiest bowl possible. I don't want to rant too much on that. I don't want to rant too much on them because they're so poverty. But, God, that one year they made the Outback Bowl, and that was it. And they lost to Ole Miss in the Outback Bowl. And that was the first time I was like, wow, the SEC, because Ole Miss was bad that year. And they were fine, but they weren't great. And I was like, this Indiana's going to steamroll them. No, the SEC is just another level. So we got Houston -7 on Friday. Or I skipped one, sorry. We got Air Force and Baylor on Thursday. Baylor 4.5-point favorite against Air Force. Over under 44. That's a really low total. And then Friday, this is the game that I'm actually interested. Wake Forest, Missouri. Wake had so much hype. They were so good, like October, and then they're in this shitty bowl game against Missouri as a 1-point favorite. I literally hopped on here like so many times in like October, like when we were doing the house show. I would say, guys, Sam Hartman is going to win the Heisman. Like, Wake is so good. They literally lost to Clemson in that close game, and they shit the bed. They shit the bed in that, and then they just kind of were like done. They kind of gave up. I still like Sam Hartman. I really like his story. I've seen him on oh, did they just score again? No. But if you've seen him on QB Behind the Lights, he's a stud. And let's see here. What bowl is this exactly? This is the Gasparilla Bowl. Okay. Yeah, like a shit bowl that they got put into. And it's definitely a bummer. But they literally almost beat Clemson, and then they broke. They literally broke that one game against who was it? I want to say it was Louisville. They broke. Yeah, but this is crazy that now they're in a pick'em with Missouri. I'm interested to see, is Sam Hartman like playing in this game? I mean, I think this one should be fun. I'm genuinely interested to see if Sam Hartman is playing. I haven't like read anything about this game, but I saw it on the schedule and I was like, this actually looks low key like a solid game. Let's see here. Oh my god, bro, everything has a fucking paywall. Let's see. Okay. Yes, Missouri +1. Missouri's -105 on the money line. Wake -125 on the money line. Says Sam Hartman, blah, 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 doesn't intend to return to the team next season, whether her transfer. How can he transfer, bro? He's in like a 7th year, isn't he? I thought he was 2 years older than me, and I graduated last year. I thought he was literally, oh my God, another pick. This UConn quarterback, every time I look up, it's either an incomplete pass or a pick. It's crazy. I should have just bet the first half and I wouldn't have to watch the rest of this abysmal game. But now I'm gonna have to sit here and sweat it out. So he is playing against Missouri. That's what it says. It says, they don't know if he's going to transfer, if he's going to enter the draft, but he is playing against Missouri, and with a conference passing touchdown record in reach. Okay. They have identical records against the spread, and Wake has covered just once in their last 5 games, and Missouri has covered their last 2. This is interesting. I mean, I kind of want to. I'm leaning towards Wake. I think I have some sort of weird connection to Sam Hartman, but it's like Missouri is like this. They're horrible. This game is in Tampa, if anyone was wondering. And see here. I mean, I think offense, Wake has a more explosive offense compared to Missouri, but Wake's defense is the worst I've ever seen. I think it was the game against Louisville where they let touchdown, like in the first half. It was like 40-0. Touchdown, interception, pick 6, touchdown, pick 6, interception, touchdown, interception. It was like the worst half of football I'd ever witnessed from a team. I was on Wake plus whatever they were, like +5 or whatever. It was so bad. I turned it off by the end of the first quarter because it was like 21-0. Touchdown, 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 pick six, touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. It was so bad. And yeah, so that's why I'm hesitant. I think their defense is literally horrible. I remember against Clemson, they couldn't stop anybody on Clemson. They can't stop the run. I kind of like the over low key in this. Over, oh God, 59.5 is a lot of points. This one is so tough to bet. I'd be interested to see what other people are leaning towards, but I do kind of like the over 59.5. No defense. No defense is going to be played. And by the way, this is unrelated, but I do have my game of the year ready, locked and loaded, and it's not a spread. It's not a spread game. It's not a spread. It's not a money line. I'm going to talk about it. Probably next week would make logistically the most sense. It is a New Year's Six game. I will say that it is a New Year's Six game, which I'm excited about. I will not announce the teams quite yet. I have to make a graphic and everything for game of the year. I guess technically this would be my 2023 game of the year because this is on the 2nd. So I had a game of the year this year. I looked it up. It was lost, and it was like the first day of the divisional playoffs, I think. It was Cardinals money line against the Rams, and the Rams won. So we'll see, but I do have my game of the year locked in for January 2nd, 2023, Monday, January 2nd. It's going to be interesting that all these games are on a Monday, but January 2nd, game of the year, locked and loaded. And yeah, so let's talk about the rest of the games for this week. There's literally not any good ones. We have Middle Tennessee, San Diego State, Saturday. That's Saturday the 24th. And then Monday, this Sunday is Christmas, so there's obviously no games. But we will talk about some of the NBA action going on Christmas. I have not looked at any of these games. I have not bet. Actually, I have bet on NBA because I was at the Knicks game, so I live bet the Thunder. They blew them out. I guess that. Let's look at the NFL for Sunday. I know that there's Rams, Broncos, I want to say. When they made that game, bro, they thought that was going to be so smart. They were like, yes, like Matthew Stafford, Russell Wilson, Christmas Day, prime time slot. Now we're going to get Baker Mayfield and whoever the fucking backup is for the Broncos. That's really bad, and it's just so funny because I can imagine like in the meeting room back in whatever July when they made the schedule, April, they were like, guys, we need to give the defending champs like the best game. Everyone wants to see the Rams play, defending champs. Let's give them the hottest AFC team at the moment, the Broncos. And now it's a disaster. And the Rams are on tonight, too, on Monday Night Football against the Packers. Packers, 7.5-point favorites. Rams, Baker Mayfield. I kind of like it. I like the chaos of it. All right, so, we have games Saturday and Sunday, but I'm specifically looking at the Christmas Day games. So, Green Bay and Miami, that's a solid game. I like Miami to bounce back. Even though they lost, they've been pretty abysmal of late. They lost to the Bills, and then we have Broncos at Rams. Right now, the Rams are 1.5-point underdogs. If Baker Mayfield is playing and Broncos backup is playing, I would definitely take the Rams 100% plus 1.5 over under 35.5 points. That's got to be like the lowest NFL total in a long time. Usually it's like when it's low, it's like 39.5, 40, 41.5. 35.5 is very, very low. And that is insane. Then we have the Bucs and the Cardinals. Another game where they were definitely like, this is going to be great. Tom Brady is coming back for one last run. The Cardinals, so good, Kyler Murray, and now Kyler Murray's gone or he's hurt. The Cardinals are eliminated from the playoffs, and the Buccaneers are. They make me want to they make my eyes bleed when I watch them. They are so bad, and their offense is so bad. It's actually almost painful to watch. I'm a Tom Brady fan. Like, I have literally a signed fucking Brady. You can't see it because, I mean, you could see it, but it's blurred. I have a signed Patriots Brady jersey because that was a big part of my childhood, and I can't watch it anymore. It hurts my heart and my eyes to watch the Bucks play offense. And so the Bucks are 4.5-point favorites against the Cardinals. I kind of like that low key. Another really low total, 41.5. I mean, you got Colt McCoy, or I don't even know. They might be on their backup with Colt. I thought Colt McCoy maybe got hurt. And then you got the abysmal Tampa Bay Buccaneers offense. And then the final game, prime time, we got the Chargers and the Colts. And the Colts just literally completed the most embarrassing collapse of all time. And I watched the Super Bowl. It was 28-3. I've seen the Clippers blow. How many 3-1 leads have I seen them blow now in my lifetime? 2. 2015, 2020. I guess, I've seen 120-point collapses with the Clippers. The Colts game was definitely, I think, the number one collapse I've ever seen. And the Chargers are only 4-point favorites. I love the Chargers. Oh, wait, this is Monday night. Sorry, this is Monday Night Football next Monday. I love the Chargers -4 against the Colts. That just seems like too easy. There's only 3 games on Christmas, and so they put Tom Brady prime time. That's my bad. Tom Brady prime time, Sunday night, Christmas time, and versus the Cardinals. So not great. These are not great games. They're definitely like games. I again can see them all in the meeting room where they're like, guys, let's put the best teams, the most attractive teams back in April. They're all going to play on Christmas Day. And then now you look at it and you're like, oh God, like this is bad. And then so they're also going to be competing against the NBA, who, everybody knows the NBA is Christmas is their day. Like a lot, like I literally used to watch only NBA every day. My family would go to the Clipper Laker games all the time. I think they're going to get destroyed by the NFL because nobody, really cares about NBA, especially during this time. They're going to get destroyed. And so let's take a look. So there's 3 NFL games and there's six NBA games. So we got the Sixers and the Knicks. They always do one of those East Coast rivalry games. That one's so boring. Both of those are teams that are barely over 500. Then we have the Lakers at the Mavericks. I like, Luka to me is must-see TV, but the Lakers stink, and I don't really want to spend my Christmas watching LeBron, and Anthony Davis is hurt again, and he's going to be out for a month. This is a good game. The Milwaukee Bucks at Boston Celtics. This is a good one. This is the top 2. This is a prime time game. I believe this is at 12:30, or this is at 2:30 my time, which is 5:30 on the East Coast. So this is a prime time matchup, and this is a possible preview of the Eastern Conference Finals for sure. And those are the two best teams going at in the East. That will be a good one. And then we have the Memphis Grizzlies at Golden State, which is I believe that's a playoff. Was that a playoff series? Yeah, that was a playoff series. There's some bad blood between both of these teams. They hate Draymond. Draymond got booted from that one game. They hate Draymond, and I think there's a bit of not jealousy, but the Grizzlies I think are up next, and the Warriors' time is coming to an end. But the Grizzlies are kind of just oh, there's the Rose Bowl. The Grizzlies are kind of annoying. I don't really like them, but no Steph Curry. Steph Curry's out, so the excitement of the game is definitely way, way lower. And yeah, so I mean, it's like whatever. And then the final game, this is what I call everybody's really too full and asleep, is the Phoenix Suns at Denver Nuggets. This is for people like me who are on the West Coast and it's 7:30 p.m., but it feels like it's midnight and we need something to watch. This is what I'm going to watch. The Phoenix Suns, at Denver Nuggets. That's what I'm going to watch. And it's just, it's a solid game, but it's not like jaw-dropping. So a lot of injuries, I think, kind of, makes it hard and, doing load management and all these like, we all know NFL is king. We all know, and they can't really compete with, the NFL, but these games are, I think the only good one is the Bucks and the Celtics game, if I'm being honest with you. And maybe I like to watch the Lakers lose, so like I would like that, but again, it's tough because these are bad. But I'll have my double, me, I'll have my double screen, like doing both and having a good time. It's just like they're gonna get destroyed. Like the Broncos game, Broncos Rams, which is, we all know, so bad, and I think would still get more views than Bucks and Celtics. Like the worst NFL game, I think would get more views. Yeah, so it's a solid, day of sports. It used to be only a NBA day, so it's kind of cool now to see a bit of both and see how times change and how the NFL is just fully taking over. But yeah, I'm just like reading this article that had the schedule and it's just saying that NBA is going to get killed, and like it just, every like bad matchup in the NFL still can be more entertaining than a regular season NBA game. But yeah, so those are the games. We talked a little college football, not much just because the slate this week is bad. Like it's just, there's not many good games. I feel like it really starts to pick up between Christmas and New Year's. Is like we got the Cheez-It Bowl, we got the Holiday Bowl, we got, the Orange Bowl, the Outback Bowl, and then, as soon as just like that, we're at college football playoffs, TCU, Michigan, Ohio State, Georgia on the 31st, and also Kansas State, Bama, and Iowa, Kentucky. And then I'm going to have my game of the year on Monday the 2nd is my game of the year. I'm going to be making a graphic. I've locked it in. I've locked and loaded it in. And I'm feeling confident. And, it's definitely nervous when you have a game of the year this early. But I'm feeling overall, let's see here. I'm feeling ready to roll. Let's see. Yeah, ready to roll game of the year. I probably announced that. I don't want the line to move, so I'm probably going to announce it the next week or two. But I am pumped, and I'm getting excited for USC Tulane as well, because I think Caleb Williams will play, and they're only 2.5-point favorites right now. And Caleb Williams will play. Their defensive end, like their star defensive end, is playing, and I think USC blows Tulane out if Caleb Williams plays. Like, I just don't think Tulane is used to seeing that level of skill from a quarterback with the teams that they play, with the games that they've won. They're not ready for that skill quite yet. But I don't know, 2.5-point favorites to USC is just criminal in my opinion. But I'm getting excited, as long as Caleb Williams is ready to play. Heisman winner, by the way, Heisman. Then, I'm ready. I'm ready to roll. USC -2.5. Obviously, I'm going to play that. But I'm going to talk about that more next week. Thank you all for tuning in. And this will be up Spotify, Apple Podcasts if you want to give it a listen a bit later. And I'll catch you guys next week. Next week. I'll be live next week. Why not? All right. See you guys later. Peace.